While the CDC, the World Health Organization, USAMRIID, the National Institute of Health, and every teaching medical hospital and emergency room struggle with the effects of the COVID-19 global pandemic, 2 urgent care physicians in Bakersfield, California, with questionable knowledge of how the human immune system works, and, despite no certification in virology or immunology whatsoever, have solved the mystery. This is their story.
Dr. Dude, you have returned.
I have indeed, Dr. Bro.
Do not keep me in suspense, Dr. Dude. Have a seat. What news do you bring from our many fine urgent care centers throughout the greater Bakersfield metropolitan area?
I am afraid I only bring tales of woe. Allow me to put on my doctor glasses, because people seem to underestimate my vast doctor intelligence when I don't wear my doctor glasses.
These are dark days indeed at the urgent care centers, Dr. Bro, and due to a lack of patients, our financial cup runneth under, and I am afraid we will not be able to make the payments on our sweet matching Porsche Carrera 911 twin turbos. Dr. Dude, we have spoken about this before. We do not, in fact, have matching Porsche Carrera 911 twin turbos. Mine is banana yellow, yours is fire engine red. I do stand corrected, Dr. Bro. However, I ask that you set aside your noted distinction in the color of our fine European automobiles and stick to the matter at hand. Since this pandemic began, I have not prescribed a single Z-Pack or poked knowingly at a bee sting, not to mention setting the occasional broken bone. Broken bone, Dr. Dude? I am sorry, Dr. Bro. I mean setting the occasional fracture. That's much better, Dr. Dude. We did not spend all those years in doctor school so we could use plebeian words like broken bone. We must use doctor words. I humbly stand corrected once again, Dr. Bro, and may I say, while I am at it, most excellent use of the word plebeian. I will say this of the quarantine. It's given me plenty of time to peruse the thesaurus to come up with more confusing doctor words. But this brings me to the matter at hand. Do you remember all the pandemic tests we have done? How could I forget? We have done nothing but pandemic tests since the quarantine started. I have not had a single moment to go to the tanning salon or to the gym. Need I remind you, Dr. Dude, that the tanning salon and the gym are not essential services like the grocery store and the hardware store as defined by Liberal Governor Gavin Newsom. Speak for yourself, Dr. Bro. Now, I've completely forgotten where my train of thought was going to. Allow me to put that train of thought right back on tracks for you, Dr. Bro. We were discussing the many pandemic tests we have conducted. Thank you. Now, I have done a detailed analysis of the many pandemic tests we have done. I'm going to have to stop you right there, Dr. Bro. Are you sure it was you that did the detailed analysis of the many pandemic tests we have done? Because that does not sound like you at all. Okay, you caught me, Dr. Dude. I had Nurse Janet do a detailed analysis of the pandemic test. However, I did do a detailed study of Nurse Janet's pandemic test analysis. And are you holding on to your hat? Dr. Bro, I am not wearing a hat. It's a metaphorical hat, Dr. Dude. A metaphorical hat. Is that like a baseball cap? Because I'm not wearing a hat at all, Dr. Bro. Forget about the hat right now, Dr. Dude. I would like to present the results of my detailed pandemic study. May I proceed? I concur. There are 5,213 pandemic tests in this box, Dr. Dude. Those are some fascinating study results, Dr. Bro. Dr. Dude, that is not my study results. That is merely the number of pandemic tests in this box. It did seem a little weird that you would have to do a study to see how many pandemic tests were in the box. Dr. Dude, stick with me. I'm afraid I'm losing you. Of the 5,213 pandemic tests we did, 340 of them came back positive. Are those the fascinating study results, Dr. Bro? No, Dr. Dude, I am now getting to the results of my detailed pandemic study. That means that 6.5% of the people we tested actually had the pandemic.
And do you know how many people there are in Kern County? There are approximately 900,000 people in Kern County. Dr. Bro, if you're going to ask me questions, you must at least give me time to think about an answer. That was a rhetorical question, Dr. Dude. I think you're going to have to take it easy on your fancy thesaurus doctor words, Dr. Bro. Duly noted, Dr. Dude. Now, back to my detailed study results. If there are approximately 900,000 people in Kern County and, based on our mini pandemic test, we know that 6% of them have the pandemic, that means that 58,699 people in Kern County have the pandemic. But the official count of pandemic cases is only 866. Do you know what that means, Dr. Dude? Is this one of those rhetorical questions, Dr. Bro? No, Dr. Dude, this is not a rhetorical question. This is science. And this got me to thinking. If the CDC is wrong about the number of cases in Kern County, maybe they are wrong about the number of cases everywhere. So I did a detailed analysis of the pandemic results everywhere. Okay, I had Nurse Janet do a detailed analysis of all the pandemic tests everywhere. And as it turns out, based on my ironclad logic, that the CDC is vastly undercounting the number of pandemic cases. And do you know what this means? I will tell you what this means. It means that the pandemic is not nearly as deadly as the seasonal flu. I see no flaw in that logic whatsoever. Those fancy doctors at the CDC need to come down from their ivory towers and get in the trenches with real doctors in the field, like you and I. I bet they have not prescribed a Z-Pack or poked knowingly at a bee sting in many, many years. There is much, much more to my detailed pandemic study. I don't see how there could be any more. My head is about to explode from this knowledge bomb you have detonated in my skull. Dr. Dude, use your doctor words. I mean the knowledge bomb you have detonated in my cranium. That's much better. Now, I suspect, based on my flawless and highly detailed study, that this quarantine is entirely unnecessary. If the quarantine is entirely unnecessary, then the peasants can all leave their houses and we can reopen all the businesses, including the entirely essential tanning salons and gyms. Dr. Dude, they are not peasants. They are paychecks? No, Dr. Dude, they are people. People who become patients and paychecks. Dr. Bro, if I follow your detailed line of reasoning, and I think I do, and the quarantine is unnecessary, that means people don't have to keep wearing doctor masks and doctor gloves. I have to say, if it weren't for my doctor's stethoscope, there would be no way to tell people that look like doctors from the real doctors like you and me. If only the WHO knew of my detailed pandemic study. Dr. Bro, I have to readily admit I don't understand what Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey have to do with the pandemic. I'm not talking about the WHO, the rock band, Dr. Dude. I'm talking about the World Health Organization. However, whenever you start a sentence with however, followed by a series of ellipses, it means we're in store for a major brainstorm, Dr. Bro. It is mostly cloudy with a chance of genius, Dr. Dude. What if we have Nurse Janet schedule a press conference and we tell all of Bakersfield about the findings of my detailed pandemic study? Dr. Bro, if I were indeed wearing a metaphorical hat, it would be off to you right now. Nurse Janet.
What is it now, Dr. Dude?
We would like you to schedule a press conference to discuss the findings of Dr. Bro's extremely detailed pandemic study. Stat.
Dr. Dude, as I told Dr. Bro, that's not how epidemiology works.
Nurse Janet, I do not speak your native tongue. I only speak the minimal amount of Latin it takes to get through doctor school.
I am from Massachusetts.
Well, I do not know what language they speak in the nation of Massachusetts, but here in Bakersfield, we speak American.
Boston. I am from Boston, Doctor.
Like the Red Sox.
Yes, like the Red Sox. As I explained to Dr. Bro, you cannot extrapolate the incidence of disease in a population from a self-selected sample. which is what people that come in here asking for a COVID-19 test are. In order to extrapolate the incidence of disease in a population, you need what's called a stratified random sample.
Nurse Janet, need I remind you?
Are you pointing at your medical degree again? I am on the intercom, Dr. Dude. When I am on the intercom, I can't see where you are pointing. What university is your medical degree from again?
As I have said many times, Nurse Janet, I would prefer not to disclose the fine institution that awarded me my doctorate degree. My doctorate degree is from Loma Linda University. Do not throw your Ivy League education out in front of the staff, Dr. Bro. From a distance of more than 4 feet, my doctorate degree is just as impressive as yours. Nurse Janet, just schedule the press conference, preferably with a station that will not ask any probing questions whatsoever and accept everything we say as if we are the doctors we say we are.
I'm not sure that's a good idea, doctors, but if you insist.
Oh, we insist. Need I remind you that we are the doctors here, Nurse Janet? Thank you, Janet. And Dr. Dude, I would like you to present the results of my detailed pandemic study. It would be my extreme honor to present the results of your detailed pandemic study to the entire city of Bakersfield, Dr. Bro. The honor is all mine, Dr. Dude.